everybody. I'm Joseph Reed, and this is the National Quartet Convention 2023, and we are coming to you from the Singing News TV, Singing News Radio studios in the beautiful LeConte Center. This has already shaped up to be one of the best weeks in the history of the National Quartet Convention. Great people, great music, an electric crowd, seeing a lot of friends that we don't get to see all the time, but it's like a big family reunion. I've been saying that all week, and it's the same way with this young lady. I've been able to run into her a few times this year, and we'll talk about that. It's Joy Holden with me. Hi, Joy.
Hi, Joseph. How are you doing?
How many times do people sing the song Joy, Joy down in my heart whenever they hear your name? You know, it's
25% of the time. 25% of the time.
I know. It just takes you straight to that song every time I hear your name. And I guess it's because that you have such a sweet spirit. It makes people happy. How about that?
I like that. Thank you.
You were at Ark Encounter a few weeks ago,
Yes.
and I was able to be with you there, and you sang at the Noah's Village stage as well as in the Answer Center auditorium, and you've done such a great job. One of the things that I admire about your ministry is how you minister to people who are hurting because you have experience and you have grief and you have poured that into ministry, and there's a lot of people that are hurting out there, and you just want to say you're not alone. We've all been there, and that's why you have this record here. It's called Broken to Beautiful. It's your brand new album that has 17 songs on it. Joy Holden, tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you for that wonderful and flattering introduction. That was very nice.
Of course.
But you're spot on. I have gone through some grief and a lot of situations, and we all go through that. Mm-hmm. And this song, Broken to Beautiful, is one of those as well. And, you know, we kind of go back to the Lord is near the brokenhearted and saves those crushed in spirit.
That's right.
And He walks with us. He walks before us. And if we're alive, we're going to go through trials. But I think there's a way to have hope. Mm-hmm. And Jesus allows us. And I don't want to be cliche and say the glass is half full. Mm-hmm. But sometimes it's easy to say the glass is half empty and take the negative approach. Mm-hmm. And then I think when we get in our prayerful spirit, we can say, you know what? The glass is half full, because out of that tragedy, out of that trauma, good things happen. And He wants good things for us. Mm-hmm. It's just our sin and the nature of sin that causes some of these things. As we talked about at the Ark, and that's why, to me, that was so powerful, because we're reminded of that creation. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to digress, but that was a great
That's
question.
Real life. It's real life. It's real stuff. I think the church has been more welcoming to dealing with depression and anxiety. When I grew up, and this is no reflection on the culture back then, I grew up in I would say it was a country church, a small storefront church, and I never heard the words depression. I never did until I was much older. It's as if I spent so many years around church in thousands and thousands of church services with my dad being an evangelist and missionary, and I never heard people deal with real-life issues back then. I think it was just their way of trying to exhibit positivity by not bringing it up. But over time, I'm glad that the church has embraced that it does happen. It does happen to Christians, and we need to address it, and we need to give people encouragement and know, hey, you're not alone, and that's what you're doing, which is why you put this album together, and we call it a deluxe album because it has 17 songs. What made you decide to put so many songs on one record?
Well,
that's a lot of work.
And this is my latest project, but it's getting a little bit old because we recorded it during the pandemic. Mm-hmm. And, you know, just things being shut down, we had extra time. Mm-hmm. And my niece passed away with cancer during that time, and I wrote a song about smiling inside. Mm-hmm. because her story was, I'm smiling on the outside, but on the inside, without Jesus, I'm terrified. So to me, I had an opportunity to go to what you're talking about. We're dealing with real life. And I even think when I was a kid, it was the same thing. You remember the movie Sling Blade? He talked about, well, they went to the nervous hospital. And that's what people used to call
They
it.
would call
well,
it nervous
so-and-so's had a nervous
breakdowns,
breakdown.
yeah, that's right.
And if I had to raise my hand this week, I'd say I've had 5 nervous breakdowns, right? Because we go through stuff. And that's that coffee cup. There's a song on the project called Carry It All. And I started writing that during that time. And I said, when the world is falling down on me, I kneel to the cross, bow at his feet. But it's about feeling overwhelmed. And, as a matter of fact, I can't do it by myself. So that's that message. But, yeah, I agree with you 100%. I think depression, anxiety, we have to start thinking about mental health.
Yes.
Is a different issue, because I never wanted to take anything if you're having a bad week or anything, because it's like, is it a character flaw? Does it mean you're weak? Absolutely not.
No.
And it doesn't mean you don't love the Lord.
No, not
And
at all.
I don't want people to think the whole record is about depression and
No, it's not.
anxiety, but it's about.
It's very uplifting. It gives you courage and hope.
Right. Our ministry has always been about Isaiah 61:1-3. You've been anointed to go out and help the brokenhearted and minister to the captives and all that. And I'm like, oh, gosh, that personally speaks to me. So that, that has an overall theme. And, God just pulled all that together.
And praise God for it.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
I'm from Spartanburg, South Carolina.
Spartanburg, South Carolina.
Yeah.
Born and raised?
Born and raised.
Tell me a little bit about growing up.
Yeah. Okay. I'm in a little suburban city called Bowling Springs, South Carolina, which is now blown up like probably all areas in the country. You see homes being built everywhere, Walmart, Publix, Targets, everything's come to the small suburbia or the small country towns, right? And I think, we have an opportunity to think about that. But if I go back to my roots of growing up, like what you talked about, small country town, close-knit church family.
Right.
Everybody knew everybody. And if you look close enough, you might be somebody's 3rd or 4th cousin. Mom and Dad had all of us in church, and they were my first real influence of church and the positivity and actually, what it means to have unconditional love. I learned that from my parents, and then as a child, then you began to translate that. Wow, Jesus loves us like that. And or as I reference sometimes, I have a new puppy, so this master-parent relationship, because they love you so unconditionally.
Oh,
gosh,
don't
I
they?
guess
I love
when
it.
we see God, I imagine going to heaven, it's going to be like, gosh, I want to fall on my knees and hug you and worship you.
Yeah, and He wants to love us. He wants to love on us just the same way, which is so powerful. Your music is doing very well, Joy. As a matter of fact, you have a song right now in the top 40, which is exciting. Tell us about your single.
Yeah, I'm so excited because, again, that personal message. I wrote the song, and that I'm not saying it means more because I have a lot of great songwriters on here, and I thank them for being a part of the record. But Broken to Beautiful, it's that message. This is your song. I think it has a general appeal to everybody because they can relate to those fractures and those scars.
Sure.
And while we're broken, God's made us beautiful on this earth, not just when we get to heaven. And I think sometimes we brush that off real easily and say, oh, you'll be healed in heaven. You'll be whole in heaven.
Right.
But you know what? We have a great life here. So Broken to Beautiful has, we waited. I want to say, a long time to release this single, but it's done really well. And I want to thank Singing News and Singing News Radio
Sure.
for playing it and being behind us, and the DJs, because we as artists cannot do it without you guys. So
well.
thank you so much.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for your ministry. Tell everybody where they can find out more information
Okay,
about
sure.
you before we go.
Joyholden.com. And please follow us on Facebook, because I'm not saying I'm not a TikToker, but I try those things. But Facebook is where we get the most action. So Joy Holden Music on Facebook, also YouTube channels, everything else, but joyholden.com.
And your music streams as well?
It streams, yeah.
All right.
iTunes, Amazon.
Very good.
All of the check.
Wherever
all of the
you
above.
stream your favorite music, you can find it. Joy Holden. The album is Broken to Beautiful. It's been out for a while, but when you have 17 songs, it can last for a minute. And
It
they're
can
great
last
songs
for a minute,
that can
and
encourage and uplift you. And go to Joy Holden Ministries and learn more about Joy and about what she has to do in the work of the Lord. And if you're a church or if you're an organization that deals with people who are recovering, people who are going through tough situations, maybe you even have group meetings, this is a good idea to bring Joy in and let her encourage you guys. Joy, thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I appreciate it. Always a joy to see you.
thank you so much, Joseph. Always my honor and pleasure to be with you and Singing News, Stevie.
Thank you. Joy Holden at the National Quartet Convention. I'm Joseph Reed.